What is up, everybody? It's Cobes here, and today I am back with a Fortnite video. In today's video, I am ranking every single Season 6 back bling from worst to best. Honestly, when I first took a look at these back blings, I didn't see anything too special. You know, we've gotten the Crested Cape, one of my all-time favorites. We've gotten the Shiro, we've gotten the Hatchling, we've gotten the Red Shield, we've gotten a bunch of other great shields, capes, wings, all that type of stuff. The Ominous Orb, I feel like, is somewhat iconic in this game. There are just so many different back blings that I look at and I'm like, wow, that is amazing. That is the best in that season. I don't know if we've really gotten too many like that this season. We've got a few good ones, we've got a few great ones, I would say, but nothing to the point where I'd be like, wow, that's the best back bling this season. Easily, it's the best back bling in the game. So guys, honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed with the back bling. So if you guys want to tell me what you think about this season's back bling, I'm not including the battle pass back bling for this video. I think I've already talked about it, I've probably already ranked it, but eventually next season in season 7 I will be ranking all of the battle pass back blings, so you guys are gonna have to wait for that. So if I did forget any back bling in this video, please make sure to leave a comment telling me, but let's hop into it, guys. At my number 31 spot, I had to give it to the Spirit Cape. This one literally looks like they just put a rug on your back and you get to wear it as a cape. This looks terrible. It's way too smooth. It's way too smooth. There's not like any dents in it. It's like someone just ironed it out. It does not look good in my eyes. I think the all red does not look good at all. It covers up your whole skin. I don't know who would use this. Honestly, guys, leave me a comment telling me if you've ever used this and tell me why. Tell me why you aren't put in a mental hospital for using this back bling. Tell me why you shouldn't be. Let's move on to my number 30 spot. I had to give it to the Moldering Cape, or the Moldering Cloak, which basically is the reskin of the Ragnarok cloak or cape. I don't really like it. I think its color scheme is worse, and I feel like it's just disrespectful to make basically the same back bling but have a worse black color. It's not all black, it's like lighter black, and it's way worse than the original one. It's almost identical. It's just a little bit lighter black and there's a little bit of green on the top. It's insane. It's distasteful, guys. Honestly, Epic Games, I'm disappointed that you would release this one. It's not good by any means. Let's move on to my number 29 spot. I had to give it to the Spellbinder. Easily one of my least favorite from this season. When I first made a video talking about it, I thought it was pretty cool, but yeah, it's not. I'm never going to use this back bling, just like my bottom two that I just talked about. This one, it's nothing special, and it's so bland and boring that, again, why, Epic? Stop it. Moving on to my number 28 spot, I had to give it to the Puncture Pack. This one literally goes well with 0 skins in this game. I hate this one with a passion. I feel like if it was a different color, it could actually be decent. I like the design of it, but the color does not work out with any skin in this game. I'm never going to use it. I never have used it, but it'll just rot in my locker like a lot of these items. Moving on to my number 27 spot, and I know a lot of people are going to be pissed at me, I had to give it to Lil Kev. I might as well just mention my number 26 spot, the Shackled Stone, as well. Both of these are just pointless. I mean, the Shackled Stone, I guess, is a little bit better because it glows at least once you get to late game or when you get a lot of kills with it. But yeah, I'm not going to use a piece of rock as a back bling. If you expect me to put a rock on my back and play Fortnite, you have a mental problem. Again, we need someone to lock these people up in some sort of institution. That's what I'm saying. And I know I'm a little bit more pissed off, but this is my 5th video I've worked on today. So just enjoy the ranting, I guess. Moving on to my number 25 spot, the Freezing Point, which came with the Frostbite bundle, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. No, the Deep Freeze bundle, but the Frostbite is the legendary skin you get. The Freezing Point goes good with 0 skins. This one, I don't understand what they're thinking. Why add such a terrible color scheme back bling into this game? If it's not gonna work with a single other skin, no one's gonna use it, so why add it? Add something that actually works. And if it doesn't work, you know, at least have it be something cool. What is this? Tell me what this, I know what it is, okay? I don't care, it's disgusting. Let's move on to my number 24 spot. For one, I just don't like, it's just my personal preference, the Shrimpie. I feel like this one isn't terrible by any means. It's just not one I'm going to use. I don't think the color scheme matches up that well with a lot of other skins. It doesn't look great on any skin I use. It's kind of there. Like, what? Am I supposed to put a fish on my back now? When does it end? What do I have to put next on my back? A horse? A donkey? A whale? What do I have to put on my back to satisfy Epic? Really, a rock? A whale? A shrimp? What? Let's move on to my number 23 spot. I gave it to the Tome Pouch. This one suffers the same fate as the Spellbinder we talked about at our number 29 spot. I feel like it has a little bit better of a color scheme. The Spellbinder was just so plain and boring with like the brown color it has. This one, it at least has a few different colors here and there. It's still not that great though. I feel like it's pretty uninspired. It's not good by any means. Let's move on to my number 22 spot, guys. I had to give it to the Pretzel Protector. This one, it's not terrible, but it's just not good enough to make it any higher up on this list. That's really all I have to say about it. Let's move on to my number 21 spot. I gave it to the Hay Nest. And I really want to like this one a little bit more. I feel like if they took those little bars out, like you see those bars sticking out of it on each side, the left and right side. I feel like if they took that out, it would be a better back bling, but those bars are really annoying to me. I don't know why, but I feel like it would just look so much better if it was just a sunflower. That would be it. Nothing else, just a sunflower with the same face. Because I think it does have potential. I feel like it was just ruined though. Let's move on to my number 20 spot. I gave it to Top Notch. And honestly guys, it's not the most special back bling, but at least it has a color scheme that can work with other skins. It's a very simple back bling design, but it at least looks good. Let's move on to my number 19 spot. I had to give it to Woofs. And this one, it doesn't have the best color scheme, or it probably would have been higher up on this list. I do like the face design. I do like that it's a dog design. I feel like that's pretty cool. But I just don't think it looks that great on a lot of skins. And you know, I'm taking into consideration, does it look good with skins? Does it look good on its own? Does it have a good color scheme? Does that color scheme work with skins? You know, there's a lot of things I'm taking into consideration. This looks good, just can't be placed any higher because I don't think it fits with enough skins. Let's move on to my number 18 spot, the White Fang. I like both of these back blings. There is a guy version or a male version of this as well. This one definitely doesn't look bad. I feel like, honestly, the mask on the back, it's kind of just lazy. They could have maybe just put the mask on the back without the backpack. Maybe that would look a little bit better. But I feel like just sticking a mask on the end of a backpack doesn't necessarily count as creative in my mind. I do like the design though. I like the look of the mask. I just wish they did something a little bit different. Maybe tie the mask like around a string around your neck and have it kind of move around a bit. Something a little bit different, not just throw a mask on a backpack. That's how I feel about it. Definitely had potential, sort of like the Woofs, I feel like had potential, and the Hay Nest we talked about earlier. Let's move on to my number 17 spot. I gave it to the Long Legs. This one does have creativity. I do like it for that factor. I honestly just don't like the spider look it has. It's just disgusting. I'm never gonna use it. I don't even like looking at spiders in video games, let alone real life. So for me, this one's more of a personal preference. It's not appealing for that reason. I can admit though, the back bling is really cool. Let's move on to my number 16 spot. I had to give it to the Spike Chamber. And this one, again, comes with the Mad Max themed skin, the Ruckus, which I am using right now to take a look at each of these back blings. But I really like this. It's sort of like a I don't know the right word. It's like a dangerous back bling. I know that's probably a horrible word to use because that doesn't even make sense, but it has those spikes. It's kind of rusty. I like the look of it, and for something that's very simple, I still think it stands out enough where I'm like, wow, that's a good back bling. Let's move on to my number 15 spot. I had to give it to Nibbles, and I do like this bunny design. I like it more than the Woofs, which is the, you know, evil dog design, if you want to call it that. I think the bunny rabbit definitely looks better. The color scheme on it just isn't good enough to put it any higher up on this list. I feel like it had potential, but if Flapjackie and the guy version Growler were a little bit better, maybe these back blings would be better. Like if their color scheme was better, then these back blings would have a different color scheme and they would be better as well. I don't know what I would want. Maybe a red, maybe a green, something a little bit different, but this color just doesn't stand out and it doesn't fit in at the same time. It's kind of weird how that works, but I don't like it all that much. Let's move on to my number 14 spot. I had to give it to the Galactic Disk. This isn't my favorite back bling to use. I will admit it's super creative. I like it for that factor, but I just don't think it looks that great on actual skins. That's how I feel about it. Tell me what you think in the comment section, guys. Let's move on to my number 13 spot. I had to give it to Clockworks, and I feel like Clockworks is very detailed, but it also fits in with a lot of different skins. I like it. It's something different. We probably will never get a back bling like this again. There is actually a llama that pops out. You know how like a clock rings, like an old time clock rings? Like, I don't know exactly what pops out of a, you know, common clock, but this one has a little llama just telling you, hey, it's time to get some kills. Stop camping. Let's move on to my number 12 spot. I had to give it to Arcanum. And this one with chemicals in it, I think it's somewhat creative. It doesn't take up too much room on your back as well, which if a back bling isn't like absolutely amazing, I feel like it shouldn't take up too much space on your back, or it's just gonna be horrible. You're never gonna use it. If you don't like this one, you could still use it because it doesn't take up too much room. I like it and it doesn't take up too much room. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I like how the chemicals actually move around as you run, as you glide. I think that's really cool. Let's move on to my number 11 spot. I had to give it to the Spider Shield. The Spider Shield is a really cool shield design, and I'm very appreciative when they add shield designs because they don't add them often. I feel like they should add them a bit more, just maybe 1 or 2 more per season. But Spider Shield, for the shield design we got this season, I feel like it is cool. I do like it. It's something different, but it's also something very, very creative and cool at the same time. I like it. Tell me what you guys think about it. Is it the best shield in the game? I wouldn't say so, but it definitely is the most creative. I'll give it that. Let's move on to my number 10 spot, the Dismissal Cape. This one is pretty plain, and if you guys did not know, it does have a tint of green to it, but overall, I do like it. This one, unlike the one we talked about, the Spirit Cape, it actually has some stitches in it. It has some holes. It has some circles. You know, it's not just a perfect straight up back bling. I like this design for a back bling. You know, maybe you don't like it as much. I do. Let's move on to my number 9 spot, the Coven Cape. I feel like the Coven Cape is a perfect back bling. I feel like the all black design really looks good with this one. You know, the Dismissal Cape, if it was all black, it might not look as good, but the Coven Cape all black, I feel like it needs to be that. Unlike the Spirit Cape, which I think is too perfect in a bad way, I feel like the Coven Cape isn't all perfect, and it definitely adds to its like coolness factor to me. I love this back bling, guys. I think it's great. I think it goes well with a ton of skins as well. Let's move on to my number 8 spot, the trusty Tux. And this one is the male version of the one we talked about earlier, the white Fang. I love this one. I love his beard. He has the white beard and the little hairs growing out of his, I don't know, his mask, like a mustache, I guess. But overall, I feel like it is kind of a lazy design, but I do like the backpack more on this one than the white Fang. I think the color scheme works out better, and maybe if we didn't have the white Fang, I wouldn't be, you know, bringing up the things I dislike about it. But the trusty Tux, I still wish it was something a little bit different, I don't know exactly what it would need to be. You guys can leave your comments. What kind of backpack would you want where it's just a mask on your back? Like, what kind of back bling would you want? What would it be? How would it look? I don't know what it would look like. Maybe someone can leave a comment and I'll be like, yeah, that's it. But until then, I really don't know. I think it is a good back bling though. Let's move on to my number 7 spot, guys. I had to give it to the Airflow. And I know it's so simple. I love the pilot skins. I love the pilot back bling for some reason. They're just so appealing to me. This one's very simple for a backpack, but it also is looking good. It looks good on a lot of different skins. I think this one is a very surprising choice. Not many people would talk about, but I don't care. It's my list. Let's move on to my number 6 spot. I had to give it to Calavera. This one, it doesn't go perfectly with a lot of different skins, but the green skins it looks really great on. I think it does look good on a lot of other skins. That's my personal preference, but if I'm in your shoes, I would say maybe for most people probably wouldn't look good, but it doesn't take up too much space. It adds a little bit of contrast to whatever colors, like color scheme your skin is. Even if it's a totally different color, it adds that nice contrast that I really like. I love the overall design to it. I think this is a really cool back bling, and I'm glad we got it this season. Let's move on to my number 5 spot, Telemetry, which is the double helix back bling. That one looks amazing. The color scheme perfect. It's basically just like a regular old backpack. I will be showing a picture of it on screen, of course, but I can't see it right now. But I do remember how much I just loved it. I feel like it would go great with a ton of skins. And honestly, the more and more I talk about the double helix set, the more and more I want it. So I think I'm going to get it very soon. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I had to give it to the Para Provisions. This one is the male version of the pilot skins back bling. I think it looks amazing. Guys, I'm not going to give any explanation because I think everyone's going to talk crap in the comment section. So feel free to do it. Tell me why it's so bad. I love it. I think it looks great on a ton of skins. Let's move on to my number 3 spot, the Bird Hovel. This one, sort of like the Calavera, doesn't take up too much room on your back, and I feel like it's just there and it looks amazing. I love how it sort of has the Reaper eyes, but in a back bling. I think that's such a great idea. I absolutely love it. I love using it. My favorite combo with it, maybe the power cord. I haven't tried it out on every skin, but I think it looks amazing on the power cord. If you do have it, I totally recommend you try it out. Let's move on to my number 2 spot. I had to give it to Elim. This one is probably the worst looking back bling that's in our top 10. But I do think the fact that it counts up your kills, it shows them on your backpack as you get them, it shows how many you have. It's such a cool idea. I really hope more streamers use this one because I do want to see someone with like a 30 bomb in game with this back bling on. I like using it for the fact that if I'm going for high kill games, I want to see that on my back bling for everyone else to see as well. Let's move on to my number 1 spot. I had to give it to the bladed wings. I think these might not be the best wings we've ever gotten, but they are the most creative. You gotta give them that. I think it's such a cool idea, guys. I'm glad Epic introduced it. It's amazing. Like, honestly, I love it. I think it's such a cool idea. I would never think to add this, but thankfully Epic, you know, they're getting creative, and I hope they continue to get creative and give us back bling like this. You know, I really want to see more back bling like the long legs. I think they're really cool, but I just personally don't like them all that much. The Elim back bling, Calavera, Bird Hovel, you know, there's a lot of great creative back blings that we've gotten this season. I feel like some of them didn't work out as well as maybe Epic would have wanted them to, in my eyes at least, because, you know, I'm only one person with my opinions. But tell me what you guys think about this. Do you guys disagree? Which I know you guys will. Tell me what you disagreed on. Leave your list in the comments if you would like to. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.